alcohol ink as a background. These are all solvent inks. So when you combine a solvent with a solvent, it reacts with each other, right? Every time we added a solvent ink, it was moving around, blending solution. So if you stamp in a solvent ink, like if you stamp with Stays On or Memories, when you stamp your image is going to start to blur out, or it's going to change colors. So archival ink is oil-based. So I can use this, ink this up. And then you have your image really, really dark. You've got, your very cool background with your little bit of metallic. That's simple. But archival doesn't dry in 30 seconds. It takes, a minute or so to dry, so you can use your heat tool. And you can dry it that way. So there's one of those. Now let's say I wanted to create an element here. Let's see. I like this one. But I want to show you where the metallic is, what happens to your image. So when you use a lot of metallic, you can see that your image kind of fades into the background, right? So it's almost kind of holographic, which is nice. So just know that the more metallic you use, even though we stamped on top, that part of the image falls to the back, which is cool. It's a cool look, but you just need to understand why it's doing that. All right, then we'll stamp on these backgrounds. So this one, very simple. So you could just stamp a background. You can cut this up, use it as an ATC. And I like to, again, I designed the ATC stamps to use elements of it as well. If you aren't doing ATCs and you're not doing a background, you can still use part of this, like just ink up this portion for a frame. Use it for dominoes or for memory glass or anything like that. It's also really nice. I designed these mini ones so you can stamp all of your chipboard or grunge board. So if you have your chipboard alphabets and you just want a little flourish on it, you can just use part of that or part of that. But let's say you did a background and you have an image that has a face. If you stamped a face on here, it would look a little odd, just because it could be blue or green or whatever. So if I take the image, love Mona. Yep. Yeah. All right. So if I want to create kind of a light area for Mona, I'm just going to take some blending solution, add it in the area, because remember it's going to lighten as it goes. Now, if you want to keep it from spreading out, you can just kind of stop it with your felt a little bit. Then once you get it there and it sits, you can take your heat tool and it's going to lighten an area, right? And then you can just have an area that's just going to highlight, right? So again, just so you understand that alcohol inks can be very forgiving. You can do just about anything you want with them. If you don't like the way something looks, add a color. If something's too dark, add blending solution to lighten it. If you don't want to stamp it out, just print from it on your craft sheet. So simple to do. You can colorize your eyelets, brads, staples. You can make your own colored staples.